It's time to cook with Susan Beck, and I'm here today in my garden again, and I am going to harvest some of my beets. They're getting quite large in size and it's ready to pull them out. So I just simply grab all of the leafy tops around one and give it a tug, and out it comes. And oh, look at this big, beautiful, giant beet. Let's pull a couple more. I'll pull out the biggest ones here today. Oops, I got a little one with it, but that's just fine. All right, here's another good sized one. Did you know that the leaves of a beet are edible? You can toss those in a salad and have some beet leaves. I prefer them when they're a little bit smaller than this, rather than when the beet is full, but if you're picking some of the smaller beets, the leaves are great to eat. All right, next step is to cut these leaves off. I'm gonna leave about 2 inches of that stalk on the top, and then we'll take them in the house, scrub off all the dirt, and then I boil them. I'm gonna leave the smallest beets in the row to grow a little bit more. And as for those leaves, they're great compost for your garden, so feel free just to leave them lay between your rows of crops. Now it's time to scrub the beets. I've got cool water running at just a low stream, and I'm just going to scrub off most of the dirt so that when I go to boil these, I don't end up with really muddy water, because beets grow underground and they do have a lot of dirt on them usually. Just using a little vegetable scrub brush here. Remember, we kept 2 inches of the tops on. We're not worried about the tails. That'll all come off after we boil these. I have a pot of boiling water here, so the next task in getting my beets ready to use is to get those peels off. And so I'm just going to lower all of these beets into the water. They're all on the smaller side except for this one right here. So I'm going to do 30 minutes on the little ones, but I'm going to leave that big one in there for 40 minutes. So I'm going to put the lid back on this pot so that I can bring my water back to a boil. Notice how purple it's already become from those beets. Once it comes to a boil, I can turn it down a little bit or even remove the lid. 30 minutes have gone by, so I'm just dropping some ice into my water bath here that I am going to use to cool those beets off. And then that great big one, I'm going to leave in there for a little bit longer and let it continue to cook. But the rest of these are going to go right into this ice bath. Now we wait again because we want these to really cool off completely. So maybe a half an hour minimum. So my beets are nice and cool, and look at how those skins just rub right off. And even that top just breaks off, and so does the tail. And there's a perfect beet. Same thing here. It's so much easier than trying to peel them with a potato peeler or something. That ice water just really does the trick. At this point, there are many options for your beets. You can slice them and make pickled beets. I have a YouTube video already posted for that. My next video is going to be how to make buttered beets, where I dice these into bite-sized pieces. And once I even made some beet pasta, where I pureed the beets and mixed that in with my flour and ran it through my pasta roller. You can also freeze these. I usually dice them again into those bite-sized pieces and pop them into the freezer.